Hey guys, I told you guys we were going to talk about Theodore Roosevelt. Well, here we are. Roosevelt. Got my hat, got my bandana, got my gun here. Guys, this was a famous picture that Roosevelt took right before he left to the Dakotas. Had his rifle there, had a coonskin hat, and Theodore Roosevelt's a very interesting guy. First of all, guys, Roosevelt is one of the youngest presidents when he takes office. Now, the interesting thing about Roosevelt was everything. Roosevelt was a cowboy. He was a police commissioner. He went to war in the Spanish-American War. He was the Secretary of Navy. He was the vice president. He was the vice president. He did all these things at a very early age. Roosevelt, after his wife dies, after Alice dies, he goes out to out to the Badlands of Dakota, and becomes a cowboy. Learns how to handle cattle, and does all this kind of stuff. Comes back, becomes a police commissioner. Roosevelt was your big outdoor president. I tell everybody the big story with Roosevelt. There's a couple things to understand Roosevelt. Roosevelt's father basically paid for a replacement for him in the American Civil War. You could do that in the Civil War. So the father, instead of fighting for the Union, paid for a replacement. He did that because Roosevelt's mother was from the South, and the mother did not want the father fighting against her people. And that bothered Theodore Roosevelt his entire life, that his father did not serve in the war, and he felt he should have. So anyway, he gets the name Teddy on a bear hunt. He won't kill a little cub, and he hated the name Teddy Roosevelt. Did not like it. Roosevelt was once bear hunting, and the bear charged him. And as the bear gets close to him, Roosevelt reaches up, shoots this bear, and he shoots it right literally within 6-7 feet. And Roosevelt was so excited about that because the bear was going to kill him. He could not wait to go to war. So he did. So he went to the Spanish-American War. He formed his own unit, went over there. He fought in the Spanish-American War, highly decorated. In fact, Bill Clinton will give him, Roosevelt's been way dead by then, but Bill Clinton awards him a medal for his bravery in the Spanish-American War. By the way, guys, they were fighting, those were Spanish snipers, and those guys were very, very deadly. I want to end us with a really interesting story about Roosevelt. Guys, Roosevelt will run after he has run for presidency. He comes back, he runs again, and he runs under what's called the Bull Moose Party. Now, the Republicans will not nominate him. They nominate Taft. So it's a three-way race. You got Taft, Wilson, and Roosevelt. So Roosevelt will run under what's called the Progressive Party. He's giving a speech. He's giving a speech, and if you write a Roosevelt paper, please, I want you to mention this. As he walks up on the stadium, a guy walks up to him, guy takes a gun, points a gun, bam, and he shoots Roosevelt right in the chest with a gun. Roosevelt backs up, staggers back. They take out, in his pocket, he's got a glass holder, metal glass holder. He's got a speech. Bullet's gone through the speech in the metal glass holder. Roosevelt takes his handkerchief, reaches in, looks at the blood, says, "I'm fine." The man just got shot in the chest. Roosevelt talks for another 45 minutes. In fact, he opens his speech. You may not know it or not, but I've just been shot. It takes more than that to kill a bull moose. I tell everybody, guys, you'll never have another president that gets shot and that will talk for 45 minutes. Only Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt will actually keep that bullet. It barely missed his heart, collapsed his lung. Roosevelt will die fairly young. He's in his 60s when he dies, and they make the guy writes the famous article that Roosevelt died in his sleep, because if he had not been asleep, Roosevelt and death would have had a fight. So that is Theodore Roosevelt. Very interesting guy. You can always thank the Grand Canyon and all those state parks for Roosevelt, guys. Pure Food Act, that's Roosevelt. Roosevelt does a lot of stuff. And he's your progressive president. He's your cowboy president. So that's Theodore Roosevelt, guys. We'll see you then.